This is part 2 from my next upcoming blog, the online why recruiters keep getting blamed for a broken labor market. Online recruiting, the service job with no tip jar. I won't pretend the online hiring industry hasn't brought obvious financial benefit to those paid to do it, but to ignore the human experience recruiting is to miss the deeper pattern. So let's paint it in metaphor. Imagine you're a restaurant server. You are seated with an ever-changing crowd of hungry customers. They're ordering, but neither you nor they know what they're really ordering. Is it a 2-course meal or a 7-course banquet? We'll find out. You can't taste the food before it's served. You don't even know what it will be. You're not allowed to hear customer complaints unless they're whispered to the manager. And if you do hear them, you're told it's disrespectful to bring them up. Yet every bad meal still lands squarely on your shoulders. If either side doesn't show up, it's on you. If the employer handed you nothing to serve and the customer complains, you're expected to defend the empty plate or lose your job. A bit emotionally taxing, am I right? Now take that energy and add the gravity of food, shelter, healthcare, and livelihoods. That's what it feels like to be a recruiter in today's hiring market, a service provider expected to deliver excellence while stripped of the basic feedback loops that every other profession relies on. My name is Sarah Trumbull. I'm the founder and CEO of the Job Applicant Perspective, the first Google reviews for job ads across the US. I make this blog to help educate people on how we're thinking about it wrong. We need to update our ways of thinking, not the technology, to stop the labor market crash that's happening. Who this is for: job seekers frustrated by ghosting or poor matches, recruiters under pressure but blamed for results they can't control, employers who care about retention and hiring quality, journalists and economists and policymakers trying to understand structural hiring failures. If you're in one of these groups, this isn't about bad apples, it's about broken market design. The inherited standard, silence as professionalism. Recruiting didn't invent the silence, it inherited it. Make no mistake, the first recruiters were trained by HR playbooks of decades past. It became an unwritten rule. Job seekers must be deferential, grateful, and quiet. No matter how frustrating or disrespectful the process, feedback was forbidden. That rule didn't just shape etiquette, it turned hiring into something other than a market, because a market without feedback isn't a market at all. It's a hierarchy disguised as exchange, with silence enforced as a form of class discipline. The expectation made some sense in a slower, relationship-driven market. Candidates and employers often lived in the same community. Feedback was shared through back channels, not public review. The stakes were lower, the volumes smaller. But in a high volume online hiring system, the same code of silence is toxic. Recruiters are navigating hundreds, sometimes thousands of candidates at a time without the honest input that would help them match people to jobs that actually fit.